to New Jersey Network's coverage of the State High School Basketball Championship. This afternoon, it's a Group 2 Girls Championship game featuring the Middle Township Panthers and the Sparta Spartans. We are at the Byrne Meadowlands Arena. There is excitement in the stands, and the kids can't wait to get out there on the court and play on the home court of the NBA New Jersey Nets. Hi, everyone. I'm Pat Scanlon, along with former U.S. Olympian Carol Blazejowski. Excellent matchup today. Middle Township, a record of 26-1. Sparta, perfect at 28-0, and we expect an up-tempo game.
We sure do. Sparta is a very intense club. They love to pressure full court. The transition game is excellent, and there's all-around balanced scoring. Middletown, on the other hand, Township is just as intense. They're very quick, good transition, and it should be an upbeat game.
Two excellent players to watch, a pair of seniors. For Middle Township, it is Jennifer Snyder. And for Sparta, Helene Reichstad.
Helene Reichstad is a 5'10 senior. She averages 17 points a game, 14 rebounds, and she's their all-around player. Jennifer Snyder, on the other hand, is very quick, a very proficient outside shooter, and she averages 26 points a game.
We expect a very aggressive game, and we'll be back to meet the participants right after this.
Next case, light bulb versus the public.
I accuse the public of negligence and the wasting electricity. I implore you to
turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve. Turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve.
Why don't you just lower the heat on your bed, add an extra sheet?
Wear a sweater, you'll feel better. Conservation can't be beat.
Turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve. Turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve.
Switch off the switch, lighten the load.
make the right choice, take the right road.
You look out, be aware, join the process, save our lives. Turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve. Turn it down, turn it off, turn around and conserve.
Are you guilty of wasting electricity in your home?
Jersey Central Power and Light is a proud supporter of New Jersey Network.
Welcome back to the Byrne Meadowlands Arena. The Group 2 Girls Championship on the line. The Sparta Spartans, perfect at 28-0, and the Middle Township Panthers come in with a record of 26-1. Pat Scanlon and Carol Blazejowski here. The two teams continuing to warm up, and as we said, we expect an up-tempo game here at the Meadowlands.
Right, both teams are pressing clubs. They do look to push it up, as I mentioned. They are transition clubs, and it should be a relatively high-scoring game.
Both teams, their first appearance in the state finals, so no doubt some excitement, no doubt a little bit of jitters as well.
Oh, absolutely. We have a nice crowd here, though, and it should be a good one.
All right, we are getting set now for the starting lineups. We will go over to the Meadowlands public address announcer, Mr. Dom Alasia.
And now let's meet the starters for today's second game. It's for the Group 2 Girls Championship and matches Middle Township of Cape May Courthouse with a 27-2 record and Sparta with a 28-0 record. For Middle Township, starting at forward, 5'9" senior number 24, Debbie Leone. Starting at forward for Sparta, 5'10" senior number 14, Helene Reichstad. Starting at forward for Middle Township, 5'7" senior number 50, Donna Dickerson. At the other forward for Sparta, 5'7" junior number 23, Julie Desmond. At center for Middle Township, 5'11" junior number 51, Corey Osborne. At center for Sparta, 5'11" sophomore number 5, Paige Simpson. At guard for Middle Township, 5'4" senior number 20, Jennifer Snyder. At guard for Sparta, 5'8" freshman number 4, Laura Reichstadt. At the other guard for Middle Township, 5'1" junior number 34, Bev Grant. And at the other guard for Sparta, 5'4" junior number 12, Kathy Wills. The coaches for Middle Township, Bill Penman, and for Sparta, Teddy Barbata. And the officials, Janice Aliberti and Denise Palea. And the alternate is George Avinsky. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise for our national anthem, which will be sung by Christy Knoll of Leonia High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Christy Knoll.
Christy Knoll with that rendition of the national anthem. Very nicely done here at the Byrne Meadowlands Arena. And we've got a good one for you. Middle Township, 26-1. They have won 25 in a row. In the state semifinal, they were victorious over Somerville by 1 point, 56-55. And they did it by coming back from a 9-2 and then 15-4 deficit. Sparta, on the other hand, beat Berkeley Heights 53-52 in the semis. So they are perfect at 28-0, the Sussex County League champions. The furthest the two teams have ever gone in their school's history. Jumping up for Sparta, number 14, Helene Reichstadt, a 5'10 senior. We told you about at the top of the show. And for Middle Township, number 24, Debbie Leone. And Jennifer Snyder with the ball now to Donna Dickerson. And Snyder will handle the ball most of the day for Middle Township. And she gets called for palming the ball.
Well, Sparta came out a player to player right off the bat. We knew they would.
Both teams play man-to-man. They press all over the court. We should see a very fiercely competitive game. This is Kathy Willie, the point guard, 5'4 junior. .23 on the wing, Julie Desmond. Down low to Paige Simpson. This is Desmond. And she's got the basket, breaks the seal, 2-0 Sparta.
Desmond's an excellent outside shooter. She's also their defensive specialist, so let's look for some tight defense from her.
Okay, Sparta picks up all over the court. This is Jennifer Snyder walking it up. Donna Dickerson, number 50, 5'7 senior. Stolen on a tipped out of bounds on a good defensive play by Kathy Willie. .50, Donna Dickerson will trigger the inbounds play. This is Snyder. Snyder off to Bev Grant. Bev Grant short. Rebound by number 4, Laura Reichstad. Laura Reichstad, the sister of Helene Reichstad. So we'll try to keep those two straight throughout the broadcast.
Laura is only a freshman. That's hard to believe, starting on a finals of the state championship playoffs.
She took over for a Diane Seville, who was injured a few games ago and has done very well. Steps right in and became the second leading scorer on the team. Paige Simpson short. Rebound underneath and a foul. Fouls on number 14, Helene Reichstad, her first.
And we see the full court player press.
Jennifer Snyder, the 5'5 senior, averages 26 a game. Perhaps a little nerves there, throws it out of bounds. She averages 9 assists per game. Laura Reichstad gets it into Kathy Willie. Willie looking for help. Desmond and Bev Grant. Grant underneath to Tammy Leone. Or Debbie Leone, and Debbie Leone scores. We've got a 2-2 game. And immediately the full court pressure.
Sparta is playing a 2-2-1 zone trap, but it's handled relatively easy here.
Willie to Simpson. Desmond. Long. Rebound by Willie. Willie only 5'4", hustling for the rebound. Simpson, short. Rebound by 51, Corey Osborne. The junior center for Middle Township gets it to Snyder. Here's Dickerson to Bev Grant. Grant, nice cutting move to Snyder. Snyder fouled as she cut to the hoop by Helene Reichstad. And that is not good news for Sparta. That's Reichstad's second personal.
That is a very crucial foul. 2 minutes gone in just the first quarter.
Jennifer Snyder, 1,500 career points. She is the leading South Jersey scorer. It's the first of 2. Jennifer makes them both, and Middle Township takes a 4-2 lead. Now the steal. And we get a whistle. Debbie Leone there picks up the steal, but we've got a foul, and we'll have an inbounds play.
With both these teams who apply so much pressure, you have a tendency, it lends itself to a lot of fouling.
Kathy Willie picking up her first personal. Middle Township. Dickerson to Snyder. Snyder turnaround, won't go. Willie on the board. Willie runs it ahead to Desmond. Desmond off the glass and good. We're tied at 4. Julie Desmond has them all for the Spartans. Dickerson now to Grant.
What they're doing on offense here is they're kicking it off to the wing and just sending a weak side cutter through the middle, and it's usually Jennifer Snyder.
Bev Grant plays the off guard, averages 6 a game, but had 15 points in the semifinal. This is Snyder off the glass and good. 6-4, the Middle Township Panthers lead. We're under 5 minutes left the first quarter. Here's Laura Reichstad. Off to Sister Helene. To Desmond. Willie, back to Desmond. To Helene, wants to go baseline. Cut off, and a foul. Foul on number 50, Donna Dickerson.
Here's Helene trying to drive baseline, but she got fouled in the attempt, so she's at the line for 2. I'm a little surprised to see Middle Township in a 2-3 zone. I thought they'd come at them in a player-to-player, but they're zone pressing as well as falling back into a 2-3.
Fred Gefkin looking on, coaching the Spartans. And we've got a 6-5 game, Middle Township by 1. Donna Dickerson to Bev Grant. Stolen by Paige Simpson. Simpson cut off the pass to Osborne that time. Here's Willie. Moves it right up the court to Simpson. Simpson shot off. Colleen Reichstad rebound. Goes out of bounds.
That was a good weak side rebound. Coach is calling for a foul.
Middle Township's got the ball back. This is Snyder. Jennifer Snyder takes it to the hoop. Soft bounce off the glass and the score. 8-5 Middle Township. Jennifer Snyder with 6.
She's ready for this game. This is her senior year, and she's ready.
Steal. Snyder. Score. By Debbie Leone. 10-5 Middle Township. And there's Paige Simpson coming up to help out against the pressure. Willie now from the key. Swish.
She'll take that shot if they give it to her. There's another turnover.
Turnover, and this time it is Laura Reichstad, the recipient of the pass. 10-9 Middle Township over Sparta, and we've got a timeout.
Well, we expected a fast-paced game. That's exactly what we got. There's a 5-point deficit, and Sparta jumped right back into the game here.
We hope you are enjoying our St. Patrick's Day coverage of the girls' Group 2 state championship game. Wishing you all a happy St. Patty's Day. Of course, Carol Blazejowski says she's Irish on St. Patty's Day.
That's right. Any excuse.
You're going to look inside the Spartan bench. Fred Gefkin, coach of the Spartans. Bill Penman, head coach of the Middle Township Panthers. Penman, a career mark of 165 and 63. A 1965 Trenton State graduate. Played his high school ball down in Atlantic City at an AC High. Middle Township with a 1-point lead, and the two teams playing aggressively as expected. Before the game, Penman said, we rely on speed and we will attempt to utilize it. It got us here to the state championship, and we don't want to change a thing. Donna Dickerson will inbound. It's the man-to-man full court pressure. Jennifer Snyder gets a lot of help from Dickerson. To Beth Grant. Cutting to the hoop and scoring.
That time there should have been some weak side help, but they were all looking for the cut from Snyder, and they got beat on the layup.
Willie, too far for Paige Simpson. Dickerson, lob to Snyder at half court, 3-on-2. Corey Osborne's shot won't go. Paige Simpson there for the rebound. Middle Township up by 3. Hustle underneath, and we've got a jump ball between Corey Osborne and Helene Reichstad. Osborne won it, but Willie controls. Willie's shot won't go. On the board, Simpson, and pulled down by Debbie Leone.
That time there were 4 Middletown gals on the boards.
Dickerson now, as you get a good look from our wide camera angle on what she is looking at. There's Snyder cutting. Kathy Willie sticking to her that time. And Dickerson travels. Sparta with a chance to cut the lead to 1. Helene Reichstad puts it on the floor, caught the basket, and the foul.
That was a heads-up pass by Kathy Willie. Helene's always rotating down by the basket. She saw her and connected. Now we have a potential 3-point play here.
Helene Reichstad can tie it. Remember the 1,000-point, 1,000-rebound club at Sparta. The lead has 4. We've got a tie game at 12. Julie Desmond trying to make Jennifer Snyder work. Desmond, number 23, the defensive specialist for Sparta. This is Bev Grant. Tries to work it inside. Willie there to cut it off. But Middle Township maintains possession. Dickerson back to the top of the key. Looks like a box and one count.
Yeah, a little bit changed.
Jump ball between Simpson and Osborne.
Well, we've seen in the first quarter, Snyder handle the ball, bring it up, score the points, and I think that if we stop Snyder, coach feels that we can grab a nice lead here.
Kathy Willie into the front court. Willie stops, pops, bounces in and out. Rebound, Laura Reichstad. She's got it, and the free throw. Laura Reichstad, a 5'9" freshman, and a superb shooter with 4 points as she goes to the charity stripe.
Here's the bucket. And she goes to the line. Boy, I'm pretty impressed with a freshman. I think she's going to be some player. Give her 3 more years.
80% free throw shooter, Laura Reichstad. And that says something for a freshman.
Yes, it does. Concentration, nerves, of steel.
There are some NBA players that are still trying to reach the 60% level. Here a freshman steps in and really does the job for Fred Gefkin's club. And we jinxed her. But on the rebound, Helene Reichstad misses. Hustling by Desmond to keep it in. Here's Laura. Shot short. We've got a jump ball.
Sparta's getting 3 or 4 attempts after the missed shot. Also, that's what happens on a zone. You can't block out as well. So Bill Penman may have to change his strategy a little bit if he wants to get some board power.
Here's Kathy Willie, baseline. And it hit the inbounds line, so the ball goes over to Middle Township. Middle Township trailing 14-12, 1:06 left first quarter. Jennifer Snyder, as Bill Penman said, she entertained about 30 scholarship offers from Division I schools. She has not narrowed her choices down to less than 3. Fordham, LaSalle, and Virginia Commonwealth in the running for her talents.
We are in a box and one on defense here.
Dickerson from long range, misses. On the rebound, Debbie Leone doesn't get the roll, but Osborne is there on the boards, and Osborne is fouled.
Box and one defense is difficult to run against. Do you run a player? Do you run a designated offense? First, you got to get the kids to be observant that it is a box and one. And thank God there's no shot clock, in the high school. In the college, though, if they're pressured, it takes time to bring the ball up the court. Then they have to check out, see what the defense is. By that time, you have 5 seconds left, and sometimes you rush the offense.
Corey Osborne at the line. Makes 1 of 2. 14-13 Sparta leading. That foul, by the way, on Paige Simpson last time down the court. Sparta not taking advantage that time in the fast break. Nell inbound. Here's Desmond to Willie.
They'll probably play for the last shot. 15 seconds left.
Clock on its way down. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Desmond to Willie. Down low, Simpson. Pass deflected out of bounds.
When Sparta does a run, they have a very patient, deliberate offense, and they execute it very well for a half-court offense.
Desmond shot won't go, and that is it for the first quarter. There's the buzzer to end the first quarter of the Group 2 Girls State Championship game. The Sparta Spartans lead the Middle Township Panthers 14-13. We'll be back after this.
Land ahead, you made the grade. In my line of work, I've found pictures speak louder than statistics. So I draw on my art and education training to communicate the important facts, simply and graphically. I help people prepare for tomorrow with the education I received in New Jersey. I found a college with a program just right for me, and one I could afford, too. College in New Jersey really paid off for me. I'm Linda Gellinella, and now I use the elements of art to educate people about nature's elements, outside.
It's a soggy Monday night out there, folks, and I hate to say this, but the rain is not over yet.
Call the College Hotline, 1-800-792-8355.
College in New Jersey. It worked for me. Let it work for you.
High school basketball, you've got to love it. The crowd into it here at the Byrne Meadowlands Arena as we start the second quarter. Sparta leading 14-13 over Middle Township. Julie Desmond with the ball. Down low, and we've got a whistle. Sparta will trigger. Laura Reichstad up to Kathy Willie, who handles the ball. There's Laura. Laura's shot won't go, but we've got a pushing foul underneath by number 51, I believe.
The Middle Township foul charged to Bev Grant.
No, make it 34. Bev Grant, that is her first. That'll send Laura Reichstad to the line, shooting 2.
Middle Township, I hope it, between quarters there, they changed up their offense a little bit, because with that box and one, they're trying to stop the Snyder. Middle Township could have some problems.
Laura Reichstad makes 1 and 2, 15-13 Sparta. Here's Snyder. We'll see what Fred Gefkin has come up with during the break between quarters. They appear to still be in the box and one as Bev Grant handles the ball to Dickerson. Dickerson from 15 is good. We get a tie ball game.
That'll bust the box and one. Get some help from the other players. They'll come out of that real quick.
Now Middle Township trapping in the backcourt. Kathy Willie handles the ball, breaks the press. Willie to the basket, won't go. Own rebound. Just in and out. Now Laura Reichstad going for the ball. We got a foul on Debbie Leone of Middle Township.
Middle Township foul charged to Debbie Leone. Her first.
Sparta team's a hustling team. They're aggressive. They bang the boards real well. I like their half-court offenses.
Sparta in the bonus with 7:07 left in the second quarter as Laura Reichstad steps up to the line for a 1 and the bonus. Makes the first.
That could also hurt Middle Township this early in the 1-on-1, the second quarter.
Laura Reichstad cans them both. Sparta's up by 2, 17-15. Dickerson to Snyder, and Julie Desmond commits the personal in the backcourt. First personal on Julie.
They were both in the 1-on-1, both ends.
Julie Desmond, her first personal, and this is the 5th team foul.
5 team fouls apiece. The Spartans in Middle Township. Snyder makes the first shooting into the Spartan students. And while very few of their games have been on TV, the fans know how to react. They watch those NBC and CBS games. They're waving behind the backboard to distract Snyder, but she cans them both. Whistle at the other end. It's going to send Paige Simpson to the line. Donna Dickerson committing her second.
Middle Township isn't having much success with this press. I think I might take it off and let them play a half-court game. Test them that way. They've been getting layups and getting fouled on their attempts, so I think maybe I change it a little bit, give them a different look.
Simpson, scoreless today, misses the first of 2. And she gets the rattle and the roll, and we get an 18-17 Sparta lead. Snyder, of course, not only the leading scorer at 26 a game, also handles the ball quite a bit, really earns her worth. Bev Grant to Snyder. Lays it off to Dickerson. Here's Debbie Leone. Her shot is short, but she's fouled by Paige Simpson.
Middle Township just needs to move their post players a little bit more in this box and split the middle. Here's the replay, and here's the foul, as we say. Just a little bit more movement from the inside people, and Middle Township will be right in business here.
And Debbie Leone makes the first of two. 5 points for Debbie. She averages 10 points a game. She's also does the work on the boards, 11 rebounds a game, the Panthers' leading rebounder. And the second one won't fall. We're tied at 18. 6:30 left, second quarter. Simpson to Willie. Over to Desmond, can't handle, bothered by Snyder defensively. Grant comes over to help out. Shot strong. Colleen Reichstad on the boards, though, gets the offensive goal, and it is a 2018 game. Sparta by 2.
It's that weak side rebounder. She's always there on a miss.
Desmond hawking Snyder. Bev Grant. Call for turning it over.
See what I'm saying? Jennifer, has the ball, and everyone's just standing still. There's no movement. No movement can't create any ball movement, and you can't get a nice, clean score that way.
Willie in the paint to Simpson. Dishes out to Desmond for the set shot. She's got it. Sparta opens up a 4-point lead, 22-18. Now pressure. This is Desmond. Forces perhaps down low to Laura Reichstad, but we've got a whistle and a foul on number 52, Kara McVeigh. McVeigh, a 5'9" sophomore, into the lineup for the Panthers.
And the freshman's at the line again.
Laura with 7 points today. This is the front end. Leone on the rebound. Now here's Snyder. Let's see if we have that movement without the ball from the rest of the Middle Township club you're talking about, Carol. Snyder very active, but as you say, a few of the other players are standing around on offense.
Well, they're looking too much to get the ball from Snyder. Things will happen. Things will be creative if she keeps moving.
Bill Penman calls the timeout to sort things out. With Sparta up by 4, 22-18.
A lot of times what coaches like to do against the boxing one is run a player offense. This will enable them to set some screens and to loosen up on Snyder a little bit. Defense is key in so much on her that they have to use the other outlets, which Middle Township is not looking to do, and it could hurt them.
Fred Geffman enjoying a 4-point lead at the moment with 5:20 left in the second quarter. In the semifinal game, they had a cold first half, and they found that a 2-1-2 defense by Berkeley Heights proved troublesome for them.
Well, maybe that's why Middle Township is in the 2-3. After scouting that semifinal game. Doesn't seem to bother him today, though.
No, they evidently worked on it a little bit in practice.
They're very well prepared.
Bill Penman across the way trying to solve the box and one as Sparta inbounds. Kathy Willie with the ball. Here's Laura Reichstad. Set shot. She's got it. 24-18. Sparta. 9 points for Laura Reichstad.
Okay, here we see the attempted screen.
Number 52 into the ball game, Karen McVeigh, and set the screen that time for Snyder. Now here's Snyder spinning and scoring. 10 points for Jennifer Snyder. Here's Reichstad to her sister Helene, and Helene scores to the baseline on the short range jumper. 26-20. Snyder quickly to Osborne. Osborne to McVeigh in the lane, and we've got a whistle and a foul. Karen McVeigh will step to the line, the 5'9" sophomore. Here's the foul.
That was a very nice pass by Corey Osborne.
Simpson commits her third personal foul.
That's what Middle Township needs to do. Karen McVeigh cut right down the middle that time. She was wide open for a layup, and she got fouled.
Into the lineup to replace Simpson is number 31, Cammie McDowell. The 5'6" sophomore, the first sub off the bench for the Spartans. Well, the sophomore shows something from the free throw stripe. Hits them both. We've got a 26-22 game. Bad pass that time by Kathy Willie, looking for Helene Reichstad on the break. McVeigh gets it into Snyder. Snyder guarded by Tammy McDowell now. So McDowell takes over defensively where Desmond left off. Desmond slides it forward. Steal by Willie. Gets by McVeigh. And the score. 28-22 Sparta. 4 points for Willie as Snyder comes in, tries to answer. Doesn't get the roll. Corey Osborne on the offensive boards. And the ball is out of bounds.
Jennifer Snyder appears a little bit winded right now. She's trying to do it all. Her shots will fall, though. She's got to take good ones.
Tipped out of bounds by Helene Reichstad, so Middle Township has the ball. This is Snyder. Down low, Debbie Leon puts it on the floor and traveled. That close to the basket, you don't want to put the ball on the floor unless you have to. 28-22, Sparta leading Middle Township, and the Spartans turn it over.
That was just a case of trying to make the pass before receiving the ball.
Jennifer Snyder, guarded by Tammy McDowell. Snyder down low to Leon. Leon off the glass. The Middle Township now within 4.
That play was made possible because Karen McVeigh set the screen. Top girl rolled low, and Jennifer Snyder had a heads-up pass.
This is McDowell to Desmond. Desmond wants to shoot. A little strong. Rebound. Kathy Willie. Willie shot blocked by Osborne, and Osborne gathers in the rebound to Snyder. Ahead to Debbie Leon. Too far.
I'm getting a little winded just watching them run up and down the floor.
It has been an up-tempo game. There's McDowell inside to Helene Reichstad. Doesn't get the bounce. Willie on the boards again and scores. 6 for Kathy Willie, the 5'4" point guard, going to work on the offensive boards. Snyder with the double dribble that time. Middle Township suffering from turnovers. They've committed 10 so far with 2:15 left in the second quarter.
That's that full court pressure. That's going to do it to you, too.
McDowell down low to Helene Reichstad. Basket will not count. We've got a foul on Debbie Leon, number 24. That is her second. Will send Helene to the line.
That was excellent penetration by Tammy McDowell. And there was Helene right on the baseline again.
Helene doesn't get the shooter's roll, and it is a 30-24 Middle Township lead. Snyder being hounded, and Kathy Willie. Steal and score.
Jennifer needs some help. She really does. She's bringing the ball up court, and as she's making her spin, they're doubling up on her, and that led to a hoop down the other end, uncontested.
Snyder off to 22. It is Veronica Lynn. We'll get traveling. 22 Veronica Lynn, 5'7" junior into the ball game for the Middle Township Panthers. Here's McDowell. To Desmond. To Helene Reichstad. Looking for her sister Laura down low. Can't connect. Desmond, jumper from 12 is good. 34-24, Sparta by 10, their biggest lead. Desmond has 8. Tara McVeigh handling the ball now. To Snyder. Snyder, running shot off the glass.
Well, a great player is always going to get her points. Unfortunately, she's going to get worn out, though. Come down the stretch. So she's going to need a little bit more help from the rest of the Middle Township players.
I think Snyder misses Bev Grant in the ball game. Grant had been handling the ball quite a bit, allowing her to run through the set of picks against that boxer one defense. Now with Snyder in there alone, she's got to handle the ball and do it all.
Well, I'm sure Coach Bill Penman will make plenty of adjustments at halftime.
15 seconds left, second quarter. Sparta working for the last shot. Desmond with 5 on the clock. To Tammy McDowell, she's got it. Tammy McDowell with 2 ticks left on the clock. Her first field goal, and it was a timely one. Because after 2 quarters, it is the Sparta Spartans 36, Middle Township 26. We'll be back after this. Middle Township 9 of 19, so dead even for the field goal percentage. Free throws, Sparta the only 6 of 12 from the line. Middle Township 80% at 8 of 10. Fouls, Middle Township committing 13 to only 7 for Sparta, and the turnovers about even, Carol.
Yeah, we're pretty even overall stats. If we take a look at the individual scoring, I would think you'd see a little bit more balanced scoring for the Sparta club, and we do.
Laura Reichstad with 9, Kathy Willie and Helene Reichstad with 8, along with Julie Desmond with 8. McDowell and Simpson, 2 and 1, respectively. Taking a look at Middle Township, Jennifer Snyder with 12, Debbie Leone with 7, Grant, Dickerson McVeigh with 2, and Osborne with 1. And we expected an up-tempo game going into it. Sparta, that has been the case, but Middle Township, a team that also relies on speed, has been slowed down by a number of different defenses, including a box and one, and the half-court game just hasn't been there for the Panthers.
That's true. Middle Township is a running ball club, and they score most of their hoops on a transition. I think they got a new look at this new defense, the box and one, and it's giving some problems. At halftime, I'm sure the adjustments will be made. We'll get some movement out of the other players, and we'll see some screens and get a little bit more help from the other Middle Township players.
Okay, we'll see what Bill Penman has up his sleeve. No doubt, as you say, a busy halftime for Bill. He admitted going into the game the half-court offense was weak, and they got to rely on speed in the up-tempo game. As Helene Reichstad jumps it up with Debbie Leone. Changing the starters, second half, Tammy McDowell is in for the Spartans. And they go with Desmond, Laura Reichstad, Kathy Willie with the shot. Short. This is Donna Dickerson. To Snyder. Snyder, baseline bank shot is good. Middle Township within 8 on Snyder's basket. Willie down low to Desmond. And we've got a whistle underneath.
And the pace is continuing. Middle Township went a 2-2-1 zone defense that time. Didn't seem to disturb Sparta at all.
Bev Grant back in the lineup, committing her second personal foul. Sending Julie Simpson to the line. 5'11" sophomore. With the soft touch. She had 8 in the first half. Makes the first of 2. So Julie's in double figures, and Sparta maintains a 10-point lead early third quarter. Snyder against the trap of Sparta. Dickerson.
And as we suspected, here's the box of 1 again. This time, I'm sorry, McDowell's taking her turn with Jennifer Snyder.
This is Dickerson. Dickerson cuts it to 8. Dickerson with 2 field goals this afternoon. Kathy Willie tried to lead Julie Desmond, and Desmond got caught flat-footed that time. And we're going to have a jump ball. Too close to call. Denise Bland will toss it up. Helene Reichstad and Debbie Leone. And they'll do it again. This time it's Leone winning to Bev Grant. Grant loses control, but Dickerson chases it down. And she walked.
Well, that was just an errant pass. That's a little bit sloppy, but Bev Grant does need to be in the game because she can handle the ball, and that'll relieve some of the pressure and take some of the responsibility away from Jennifer Snyder.
Desmond breaks the trap. Here's Julie. Waits for her teammates to get back. Set up. Tammy McDowell shot blocked by Osborne. Cutting to the hoop, Kathy Willie. Whistle and a foul on Dickerson. And that is Donna Dickerson's 4th personal foul. Now you see it. She got it on the arm. Bill Penman going to stick with Dickerson. He's down by 8. Make it 9 as Willie hits. And he just called her over to the bench. No doubts. Calm down. You've got 4. Your next one, and you're going to join me on the bench. So let's make the best of it.
Well, there's no tomorrow.
Willie's shot rolls off. And here is Dickerson. Ahead to Snyder. We see why she was kept in the game. Snyder's shot misses. And here's Laura Reichstad. Willie now, her team up by 9. Desmond from her spot. Little long, Dickerson on the rebound. Dickerson wants to do it herself. Strong, Debbie Leone. And she took steps.
That's another turnover. Crucial because that was a wide open layup.
39-30, Sparta with the lead and the ball. 5:50 left, third quarter. Both teams looking for their first state title.
You know, you can run the ball 2 ways. You can run your fast break, controlled, and you can run your rushed fast break, which Middle Township is doing. And right now, Sparta looks like they're doing. Both these teams need to settle down a little bit.
There's Dickerson with the ball. Donna Dickerson to Snyder. Deep baseline shot. Short. And as Debbie Leone went up for the rebound, Kathy Willie came crashing down to the floor.
That time she got her feet come under her.
Hey, our general manager's here today. Is that Rich Neiman? And we've got a timeout now by Sparta.
Yeah, I think Fred needs a timeout. They're a little unorganized. They're a little quick-paced, rushed pace. Here we see the replay. Schneider takes the shot and in for the rebound. And Willie's undercut her right there, but it was her foul.
Kathy Willie committing her 2nd personal foul as we get a good look at it from our New Jersey Network crew doing yeoman work here. 8 state championship games covered here at the Meadowlands. Great job for everybody concerned. You get a look at Fred Gefkin, the Spartans coach, a 1971 graduate of William Patterson. Played his high school ball here in New Jersey at Newton High School, and he is assisted by Mary McCarthy. Penman, of course, assisted by Gary Barber and Chris Salveson. And it is Bill that has to go to the coaching book. He's down by 9.
Well, there's a lot of time. 5 minutes to go in this quarter, a whole nother quarter. 9 points isn't a whole lot. But as I say, the pace just has to be a little bit more controlled. It can still be quick, but it needs to be cleaned up somewhat.
Middle Township will inbound. Snyder, bothered by Willie. Dickerson controls. Now Bev Grant, who had 15 points in the semifinal, trying to get involved, plays it off to Corey Osborne, and that is Osborne's first field goal.
That pass came off of Bev Grant. If you remember, she sat a lot of the first half, so this could also make a difference for the Middle Township team.
Tammy McDowell to Desmond on the baseline. Her shot won't go. Rebound, Laura Reichstad. She's fouled.
Cora's a little upset with that foul. She thought she blocked it. I don't know, it was awful close. Let's take a look at it. Here's the pump fake. Oh, hand was on the ball. She could have caught her with the body, though.
Osborne is the school record holder for Middle Township. She had 73 blocks this season. An aggressive player at 5'11" and a junior. Laura Reichstad misses the first of 2. This is them both. Laura, usually an 80% free throw shooter. Tough time at the charity stripe. Snyder off the pass from Leon. Middle Township is within 5 at 39-34. 16 points for Jennifer Snyder. Colleen Reichstad answers in the other end.
Well, that was an easy bucket because Donna Dickerson has 4 fouls, and she really couldn't have done that last one. They need her in this ball.
41-34. Sparta with the lead. Middle Township trying to close it to 5. Bev Grant to Osborne. Back to Dickerson. Now this is Snyder baseline. Tries to play it off to Leon. Stolen by Helene Reichstad. Kathy Rillage to Paige Simpson. Turnaround jumper won't go. Simpson attacking the rebound, but it's Bev Grant that comes away with it. Grant hustling. Gets by Desmond. Shot short. On the boards, it's Debbie Leon. Won't go. Another crack at it. She's got it.
Debbie Leon's done a nice job on the boards for them.
Kathy Willie turns it over in the backcourt against some pressure from Snyder.
Ball game. They brought themselves right back in. They got 2 quick buckets off transition. Starting to hit the boards a little bit better. So Middle Township has made some headway here.
They're getting more players involved in the offense. Dickerson's pass stolen by Kathy Willie. Breakaway. Can she control it? Yes, she does. She comes up short on the chippy. And we've got a double dribble by Laura Reichstad. Token pressure by Sparta. Snyder walks it up.
Bill Penman's given some instructions here. You can see the Sparta team looks a little disoriented here as to what play they're going to run.
Now we got a reach-in foul called on Julie Desmond, number 23. This is Julie's second. We get another look as Julie.
There's the pass to Snyder. She pivots, and there's a foul right there on Kathy Willie. Kathy Willie's come up with some key steals, though, so that's just aggressive defense there. Can't fault her for that foul.
Could have been Willie, could have been Desmond. I think it was Desmond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And now we've got another whistle underneath. Fred Gefkin as the Blazer off. He's going to work for Sparta, as you see him looking on here. Sparta with the ball now. Julie Desmond working against the pressure. So Helene Reichstad wants to go baseline on Dickerson, gets 5, and then is shut off by Osborne.
This is what Sparta needs to do. They have a very good half-court game. They should take the time and patience to play this half-court game. It proved to be the right thing for them in the first half, and they are capable of doing it, so they really should stick with it when they don't have the break.
Sparta by 5. Helene Reichstad, turnaround, no good. Simpson, up and scores. Paige Simpson's first field goal of the afternoon, and it is a 43-36 Sparta lead. Grant off to Dickerson. The ball in the hands of Snyder. Snyder, Dickerson now. Baseline jumper is good.
That play was made possible by Schneider. Now she's penetrating. Instead of taking the shot, she's passing off.
Sparta turns it over in the backcourt. Middle Township with a chance to cut it to 3. Beth Grant handling the ball now, guarded by Kathy Willie. Corner to Dickerson. Now Grant trying to make things happen. Penetrates, and she's fouled. The foul is on Paige Simpson. That is Paige's 4th. So the 5'11 sophomore for Sparta in foul trouble with 1:30 left in the third quarter.
I'll be curious to see if Fred stays in this box and 1 for the remainder of the half, because it proved to be the right thing in the first half. But that Middle Township is getting the other players involved and brought themselves right back into this game. I don't believe that Sparta is used to playing the box and 1. They may have gone to this defense just in preparation for this Middle Township team. So they might not be as comfortable with it. We'll see what happens down the stretch.
Beth Grant, as Middle Township riding a 12-5 run, is within 3 at 43-40. Helene Reichstad on the boards, found the basket and the foul. Foul on Beth Grant, that is her 3rd.
Kathy Willie just pushed it up, passed off to Helene. Now we have a 3-point play potential. When you have a good ball handler who can just glide right through a zone press like that, it makes things so much easier at the other end. Of course, on defense, that's where you're vulnerable with the layup.
That does it for Helene Reichstad. Now ahead to Dickerson. Dickerson all alone. Blows the chippy. This is Debbie Leone, and she's got it.
Another rebound for Debbie Leone.
11 points for Debbie. Middle Township back within 3 of Sparta. And we got a jump ball. Hustling, hitting the floor, chasing the loose balls. Middle Township trying to scrap their way back into the ball game. Kathy Willie will jump it up against Debbie Leone. Debbie with a height advantage. She wins the tap, and it goes back to Tammy McDowell into the ball game for the Spartans. Kathy Willie looking at a 2-3 zone right now.
He'll probably play for the last shot.
40 seconds left in the third quarter. Sparta by 3 with the ball. Here's Willie to McDowell. Over to Desmond on the right wing.
With the way the turnovers have been going, it's not a bad idea to play for the last shot. Get out of this thing, either with staying at 3 or 5-point advantage.
Beth Grant, the pressure defense, and it pays off as McDowell forced it inside. Now Willie gets it back with 5 seconds left. 2, 1, Desmond hurls and misses. So at the end of 3 quarters, the score, Sparta 45, Middle Township 42. Back with the final quarter after this. Back to the Spartans. leading 45-42 over Middle Township as we jump it up to begin the fourth quarter. And it is Middle Township. Number 50, Donna Dickerson, tying it up with Julie Desmond of the Spartans. Matt Scown and Carol Blazejowski here. Middle Township fighting back in that third quarter to cut the lead to 3.
You know, when you think about Coach Bill Penman's decision to keep Donna Dickerson in the game, it certainly was the right one. She's contributed in her passing and her scoring, and that's brought them right back into contention here.
Playing well with 4 personal fouls. Laura Reichsted's shot misses with the rebound by Sister Helene.
Well, that's what's going to hurt Middle Township, though. She has to be so cautious with that fourth foul at the weak side rebounder once it's gotten. She really can't contest the layup.
Dickerson off to Osborne. Snyder throws it up wildly. Leone calls it in. Now goes to her knees to control and does. Dickerson, and Dickerson trapped. Sparta with a chance to stretch the lead to 7. 18 turnovers on Middle Township. This is McDowell to Desmond. In the corner to Laura Reichstad. She and Sister Helene combined for 26 points in the semifinal game. Desmond gets by Snyder. Off on the baseline to Helene. Shot won't go. Rebound Bev Grant. Ahead. Too far for Jennifer Snyder. And Snyder paddles into a photographer. No harm, no foul.
Good intentions by Bev Grant there, but they have to connect on that pass because these points are very, very precious, and that could have been a breakaway, wide-open layup.
There's Kathy Willie for Tammy McDowell. Now Desmond. Middle Township in a 2-3 zone, trying to protect Dickerson, who has 4 fouls. Willie spins, but stolen by Snyder. This is Beth Grant. Takes it to the hoop. This is the layup. Snyder on the boards. Won't go. Jump ball.
Again, crucial misses. This would be a tie ball game if they stuck the last 3 shots.
Helene Reichstad jumps it up with Bev Grant. Helene at 5'10" and Grant at 5'2". It's Reichstad winning the tip. Now Snyder with the steal. Picks McDowell's pocket, takes it to the basket. And the foul called on Kathy Willie.
Sparta does, like I said earlier, have a nice half-court offense, but they seem apprehensive. This was made possible by the quick hands of Snyder. She came in for the layup. Missed the shot, but she did get fouled. Good free throw shooter, so she knocks these down.
I guess we can say she's 4-4 from the line today. 16 points so far for Jennifer Snyder. Perfect 5 of 5, and got a lot of Division I scouts in the stands this afternoon.
Absolutely. Just in looking around, I've seen Rutgers, Iona, Northwesterns here. A lot of these kids are unsigned, so if they perform well here today, pick up a partial, maybe a full scholarship.
Jennifer misses the second. 47-43, Sparta leading. Defense by Snyder, kicks it out of bounds. This is really interesting that Middle Township averages 74 a game. The Spartans average 70 a game, and both coaches really wanted a high-scoring game today, and we're in the high 40s with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Helene Reichstad taking it to the hoop, fouled by Corey Osborne. Reichstad, Helene steps to the line with 14 points, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Little strong. This is where you want to add to that lead, a 4-point lead for Sparta.
Absolutely. Freebies, freebies, freebies. Gotta make these.
Moline makes one of two and then get a 5-point lead.
You see a little guard token pressure. Now, Sparta's changed their strategy in that they aren't putting a 5-player full-court press. It's just a token guard pressure here.
Osborne. Back to Dickerson.
Still in the box of one.
Corey can't get a cutting Snyder. Now Snyder from the corner forces. William Reichstadt with the rebound. Starts things out. That thinks better, gets it into the hands of the guard, her sister Laura. Desmond controlling for the Spartans. Middle Township staying in at 2-3.
Good ball movement, good rotation by the players. They'll wait until something opens up, and they can do that because we're in the lead right now. Pretty soon, Middle Township, although they are in foul trouble, is going to have to come after a middle player. They got to go for the steals.
Desmond misses, and you want a hot shooter from outside against the zone. Here's Donna Dickerson, has to be careful. Debbie Leone on the rebound and the score. We got a 3-point ball game as Debbie Leone picks up the offensive board. 13 for Debbie today.
Well, Sparta can afford to use the clock, but that last shot they took was a poor shot selection.
Jennifer Snyder picking up the personal foul.
It's all right. She was going for the steal. It's okay.
Only her first.
And only her first. No harm.
Kathy Willie left the line, shooting one and the bonus. Kathy with 10 points this afternoon. That's her average. Makes them both. Perfect 3 of 3 from the line, and Sparta back out by 5 at 50-45. Here's Bev Grant now. Dickerson. Kathy Willie with the defense against Osborne.
Lucky it was a bad pass. Sloppy pass. Penetration and then dump off.
Interesting contrast as we see from our high-level camera. Last time down the court, Sparta, of course, with good ball movement, everyone moving without the ball. Here they have Middle Township, a lot of shooters standing around. Bev Grant can't hit the layup. And we've got a foul on Bev Grant as she went for the rebound. That is her fourth. Timeout, Middle Township.
Bev Grant tried to bring it amongst the big men inside. As she goes to a follow-up attempt, there's a foul. I believe it was on Bev Grant. It's her fourth.
4 for Bev Grant, and she's been one of the reasons that Middle Township is back in the game, trailing by 5 with 3:07 left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's a good time for a timeout because if Sparta sticks, I believe it's 1-1, they'll stick. If they make the 2, it'll be a 7-point game, and then you can look for them to more or less really sit down and sit on the ball. So what Middle Township is going to have to do is not sit back in that 2-3, be more aggressive, regardless of the foul situation. This do or die. No tomorrow. They have to chase the ball and come up with the steal or the big play. They've got to go at them player to player.
Fred Gepkin and Mary McCarthy have done an excellent job in preparing the Spartans. As we see a little bit of action in the stands and the excitement of the moment, as you see a couple of kids evidently from the same school doing a little pushing and shoving, but Spartans very well prepared, getting the good movement on offense, and Aline Reichstadt now at the line. 15 points from Aline. She averages 17 a game. An all-area player, and she's being recruited by Springfield College and the University of Connecticut. by 6.
These are big free throws. Yeah, that's when you want them down the stretch. You hate to miss them at any time, but if you need them, let it be down the stretch. And as I say that,
1 and 2 for Moline, a 6-point lead. This is Jennifer Snyder. Won't go. Emily snaring the rebound. Now from our high camera, take a look now. Watch the movement. We've got a pushing foul, Jennifer Snyder. Watch the movement by the Spartans. We won't see it now because we're going to have a couple of free throws here. A 1-on-1 situation for Kathy Willie. Very well-disciplined club.
it's important now that the Middle Township team knows who to go after. Willie spent some time at the line. So is Helene. They really should go after some of the other players who haven't been at the line. Hope to miss on the first end of the 1-on-1.
Willie is a perfect 5 of 5 from the charity stripe at Sparta. Sparta leads 53 to 45.
Can't afford to hold the ball too long out there. Got to create something. We need the scores.
Tara McVeigh back in the ball game for Middle Township to Debbie Leone. Nice move to the basket. She scores. 15 for Debbie. Now this is Willie. Dribbling against pressure is Snyder. Snyder attacking Desmond as she forces the turnover as Julie Desmond travels.
It's great defense. That was excellent hustle defense. Quick hands. That's what she's noted for.
2:13 left. A lot of time for Middle Township. They trail by 6. They've got to make every trip down the floor count. Deb Grant. Off the foot of Kathy Willie. Scramble. Willie goes flying into the air. Now gets up. And wisely pulls up, pulls it back out, eats some time off the clock.
That appeared to be a kickball to me, I think.
Yeah, I thought so too. Jennifer Snyder commits a personal foul in Middle Township, wants to call a timeout, so Phil Penman doesn't want to let this one get away, and on that play, Bev Grant was holding her knee at the end of it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this with the score. Sparta 53 and Middle Township 47.
You know, it's hard work keeping in shape, but it's important to me to be the best that I can be and look the best that I can look. I don't go through all this to impress other people. I do it because I care about me. I care about my body and my health. But most importantly, I care about feeling good about myself. The bottom line is stay away from drugs, but do it because you care about yourself.
New Jersey School Boards Association is proud to support New Jersey Network.
Behold the rhinoceros, a lumbering animal that's been around some 60 million years. Take a good long look. It may be your last. Because rhino horn is the too lucrative horn of plenty for poachers who have in the last 15 years or so nearly wiped the rhino off the face of the earth. What's being done to save the rhinoceros? Find out next time on Nature. Rhino on the Run.
That's tomorrow at 8, made possible in part by Krauser's and Garden State Farms food stores.
Now this was the kicked ball, as we see Grant chasing. There's the collision. She tripped. She's had a bad knee during the course of the season. There's a little high dive over her. And no foul was called. Not a violation or a foul.
Kathy Willie makes the first.
This is what I mean by choosing the right person to foul. That's the first one she's missed.
Up until that point, she'd been perfect at 6 of 6. We got a foul now on Laura Reichstad, and Sparta within 7 at 54-47.
During that timeout, I think Bill Penman had to tell his kids, listen, Snyder's going to get the ball. She's going to come down each time and try to score. The thing to do is cut the drive off, make her pick up the ball and pass, and then make it very difficult for her to get the return pass.
Jennifer has 16. is 10 below her average. She's going to get a minute 37 left in the fourth quarter, and she is one tired player.
Well, she should be. She played hard. She had to do it all.
Misses them both. Perhaps a little bit of the tiredness showing as normally a strong free throw shooter. This is Kathy Willie working now. And Snyder committing the foul. She's got 4 now.
It's a good foul.
Good foul with a minute 26 left.
Except the wrong person.
Again, Willie 6 of 7 from the line so far, and she goes to the charity stripe.
You got to give Jennifer Snyder a lot of credit, though. She handled the ball most of the game. One box of one on her. She had to run around trying to get open.
Kathy misses the front end of the one-on-one, so it was a very good foul, but Helene Reichstad there to gather in the loose ball. And now it can't be Snyder giving the foul, or they're going to lose her. McVeigh comes out. Nice give and go between Helene Reichstad, laying it off that time to Kathy Willie. Count the basket and the foul, and suddenly Sparta has a 9-point lead.
Basics, back to basics. Give and go. And the reason that was possible is because they thought they were going to handle the ball and just sit on it to run the clock out. Caught them sleeping and got to give and go.
And we got Fred Gefkin going to call a timeout. So with a 9-point lead and Kathy Willie at the free throw stripe, he's going to call timeout, settle his players down with a minute 11 left.
At this point, he's going to have to say, let's score the free throw, let's get back. Do not, I repeat, do not give up any fouls. Got a minute 11 seconds left. Let's run out the clock.
Good free throw. You should take a look at Fred. Let's try to listen in.
Okay? Slide back on that ball. Okay? Let's go. Ready? Come on. 1, 2, 3. Let's win the ball.
Slide back and let's go. The other is the opposite end, Bill Penman.
She's holding his hesitation. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go. Go down.
Okay, they're down by 9 with a minute 11 left. Bill Penman knows that his club has his team, and it's work cut out for him. One of his players, a top player, I think he was referring to her, a player for Sparta, Diane Seville, may see some action. I think he was referring to the fact that Seville has been injured for Sparta and may get into the game at the end just to make a token appearance. And he was referring to the fact that his players let her in and let's let her make her appearance as Kathy Willie hits the free throw and makes it a 10-point lead. There's Jennifer Snyder. And Jennifer turns it over.
Here's Jennifer still running around, trying to go for the steal. Plays with a lot of heart. I like that kid. And she's done now.
And there it is, Jennifer Snyder committing a personal foul. I believe that is 5 on Jennifer. Kathy Willie will go to the line. And there goes Jennifer Snyder checking out. Great afternoon for Jennifer. 17 points. A senior, her last appearance in New Jersey, getting a big hug from Bill Penman on the Middle Township bench. '22 Veronica Lynn replaces Snyder as Kathy Willie steps to the line. And Sparta wants a timeout with 55 seconds left.
Well, there's not much Middle Township can do at this point.
Well, as the Fred Gefkin talks it over with the Spartans, we'd like to thank everybody. This is our 8th and final game of the public school state high school championships. We've done them all, group 1 through 4, girls and boys. Producer Bill Reed, directors Ray Herbert, Jeff Hamer, All the guys in the truck, great pictures, great replays. Our announcing crews, Bill Perry, Dick Lloyd, Carol Blazejowski, thanks to you, the Meadowlands, the NJSIAA, and to our statistician, Jim LaForge, who's going to be seeing numbers in his sleep, having done 8 games in the last 2 nights. Good job by everybody. If I only had a voice left. Kathy Willie will step to the line now. Sparta leading by 10. They came into this game with a perfect 28-0 record. This is the first of a 1-1, so it is Middle Township's ball. Bev Grant takes it to the basket and scores. 6 for Grant, but it's an 8-point Sparta lead. And the foul in the backcourt by Veronica Wynn, and she slaps Kathy Willie on the head. Let me call your attention to center court, number 22 for the Spartans, getting set to check in a little bit later in the game as we have 41 seconds left now. One of the captains for the Spartan team, number 22, Diane Seville, tore her knee up 10 games ago and has been a mainstay for this club, and she didn't suit up today, and Coach Fred Gefkin wants to get her into the ball game. Helene Reichstad count the basket and the foul.
She's done a nice job on the offensive boards, grabbing the rebound and going up for the second attempt.
Checking in now for Helene Reichstad. Or rather 22, Diane Seville, as we get a look at Diane. The brace on the knee, still being recruited by Springfield College, and was the top player on the team until she was injured. So she's going to be able to say she made it into the state finals and had a big part in this team winning the championship earlier in the year. Sparta leading 60-49. Kathy Willie from the free throw stripe. This is Dickerson now. It's all academic. Dickerson from long range won't go. Rebound, Helene Reichstad. And Reichstad, the 5'10" senior, going to go out with a state championship. Julie Desmond. There it is to Diane Seville. Can they get her a couple? And the going to take the shot. Short. 3, 2, 1. And the Spartans finish the year a perfect 29-0 and win the girls' Group 2 state championship. The jubilation on the part of the Spartans as they celebrate a hard-fought victory over the Middle Township Panthers, winning by 11. And we'll be back to wrap it up after this.